What's going on YouTube? Today I'm gonna be sharing with y'all how I started my journey as an entry-level tech at Ford. And pretty much I'm gonna just share what I got going on and all the routes you can take. So I came to Lincoln Tech back in August 2023. I worked at Jiffy Lube for 2 months, basically like 2.5 months or something, somewhere around there. And then I started Ford in November. And my process was, I was a person with no prior experience, so I tried to take the apprenticeship route, and it didn't work out because I didn't, a lot of dealerships, or like you probably could get hired at a private shop, but I know dealerships for a fact, 9 times out of 10, unless you know somebody, if you don't have prior experience, they're not going to hire you. At least that was my experience. So that's how I got it forward. I came to school in August, went to Jiffy Lube for about 2.5 months. Within that time span, I met Eli, and he was telling me that they was hiring at Ford, so I went to Career Services. They sent my resume in. That's one of the perks of going to school. They build your resume for you, and they send them out for you. You don't got to do none of that. And within a week or two, Ford hit me back with an interview. Went up there, told them when I could start, put my 2 weeks notice in at Jiffy Lube, and I've been at Ford since November. And there's plenty of routes you can take. You could either go to school, the fast track or whatever. You could go to your local oil change spot like Jiffy Lube, Valvoline, Tech 5 or whatever. Or you could go work at like Firestone or a family shop until you gain enough experience to go tell a dealership or put whatever it is you need to have on your resume in order to land that job you're trying to get. With that being said, school is the route I took, so that's the only thing I can really give y'all details about the sacrifices I made. But, just like anything else in life, whatever route you take, they all got their pros and their cons. For somebody who was to take, like, if you were to take the Jiffy Lube, Valvoline, or Firestone, or private shop route without school, it may take you a little bit longer, but you won't be in debt. If you was to take my route, it might fast track you. Not to say just because you go to school, it's going to guarantee you a job, because there's some people that go to school and don't have a job in the field, but it'll increase your chances by far, especially if you like me, you didn't have any prior experience. So that's the thing. So I'm gonna tell y'all the pros. I'm gonna start off with the pros about this school. I landed a job at a dealership. That was one of my goals, to get at Ford. What else? You're gonna learn, like, there's certain stuff you will learn here that you just want to learn on the job right away, if that makes sense. Like, even though, let me see, like things like power flow, learning how to test all 4 cylinders at the same time using a lab scope. Like, even though that's not a common thing in the day-to-day job, it's just something I know how to do now because I came here. So it's not all the way bad, but it ain't worth the money they charge you. I'm gonna just put it like that, you feel me? So that's some of the pros. Like, my job placement, that's some of the pros. And what else? Learning like little things like that you just want to learn at your day-to-day job, and it'll make it easier to put 2 and 2 together when you get out there in the field full time. And going to school and working at the same time, it's kind of cool, and it's to a certain extent. Some of the cons is, 7 hours, you might as well say 8 hours out of your day is going to the school. And for me personally, I value my time, and it's a lot of wasted time here. Like, I'm in a class right now where everything I'm doing, I could be doing at home. We're not going to the shop at all. We're basically doing a project where you build your own shop. And I wanted to make mine realistic, so I'm not making a shop. I'm running a mobile mechanic business, because that's something I'm thinking about doing on the side. But yeah, that's what we're doing right now. Shop management, that's the name of the class. So that's some of the cons. Like, it's gonna be days where you come in here and you're gonna feel like your time is wasted, but at the same time, you gotta remember, like, you paid for this, so only you will be losing if you don't show up. And when it comes to like job placement, say you're not working for the company that you want to work for. Like, say the job you want is not where you're currently at. They're gonna look at your resume and see if you're a good candidate, like your GPA, your attendance. For me, for example, I ain't missed a day. My attendance is 98%, and that's only because after like my 5th or 6th month, I was like 5 or 6 months in, I got tired of just sitting around when we weren't doing nothing. So when you leave early, that docks your time too. But it just, you know, the way I think, it just really bothers me to just be sitting around and not doing nothing because I value my time. So I just, you know, I made that decision. And whenever we're not doing nothing, I just leave. Like, I want to leave right now, but we're not going to be doing nothing every day for this whole month. So it wouldn't benefit me to leave because I'll be doing it every day. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? You go to school, that's some of the cons. It's going to be a lot of waste of time. And for me personally, it's a lot of things that they promised that they didn't upkeep. Like, they told, before I got here, they told me it was going to be light work. So I assumed we were going to be perfecting our craft. That way, I assumed school was for the trial and error, and then when we get out there in the field, there's less trial and error we got to make, but that's not the case. Like, say you take steering and suspension, and you do tire eyes, control arms, take the struts out, the coil springs, like basically just the whole steering and suspension, the rack and pin, like all that. We just take it out and put it back together. We don't make sure we did it correctly. We did an alignment one time, but you know, like after you do anything, as far as like if you do anything dealing with the suspension, you got to do alignment. But we only did an alignment one time, and we just take things out and put them back together. You know, so, and that's how it is with any hands-on class in this school. Other programs might be different, but where I'm at, that's how it is. You know, manual transmissions, automatic transmissions, same thing. You take it apart, put it back together, but it's not like we putting it in the car or anything. You're kind of just getting a general idea of how things work and how to put them back together. You're not, that's all you're really doing here. So if you going to school, or you waiting to go to school, or you're in school, you know what I'm saying? Just, I guess, make the best of it, like whatever you can. If I was, my mom asked me, knowing what I know now, would I come back? Like, if I knew what I knew now, would I go to this school again? No, I wouldn't. If you was to ask me, should you go, you got to make that decision for yourself. Ask yourself what you're willing to sacrifice, and is it worth it or whatever. Because I wouldn't tell nobody not to come, because I'm here, and I'm literally finishing it just because I started it. So I wouldn't tell nobody not to come. But me personally, knowing what I know now, would I come? No. Feel me? What else? And that's pretty much it, man. You got 3 routes you could take: school, private shop, or a local oil change spot until you gain enough experience to go to a dealership and they'll hire you on. And some tips I would give you is, like, say if you just started school, this is what I'm gonna tell y'all: go every day, because this is just something I learned before I even started school. I'm 21, by the way, if y'all didn't know. The second you miss a day, you're gonna get more comfortable with missing a day. So when I started school, my goal was to have 100% attendance. I never missed a day, you feel me? Only reason it's not 100 is because, like I told y'all earlier, I started leaving early when we were just sitting there not doing anything. So I was like, I'd rather just be at work getting some money. So that's the only time I really leave. And take it, apply yourself as much as possible. It's hard listening to somebody talk for 7 hours, but as much as it seems like you're not learning something at times, you might be. Take notes. And I'm not saying like write down every single thing they say, but say, like, oh my God, if they talking about how something works, write it down. That's like power flow. I have an idea of it, but I can't tell you the difference between like we had to do power flow in first, second, and third gear, and they're different a little bit. But I know what a one-way roller clutch is now. So like it's like a one-way roller clutch, it only could go one way. So when it's getting held in position by the kick down band or the low reverse band, or it was either or, the sun gear, I don't know. See, but I wrote it down so I can go back and look at it. But I know whatever the definitely, like, whatever the terms is for that, it's gonna turn it clockwise because it only can go one way. So like little stuff like that. And yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Tips I can give y'all as an entry-level tech: your word is everything. Don't be lying, you know, because once you lie, can't nobody trust you. And you know what I'm saying, as a man, all you got is your word is everything. And especially as a, you know, as a tech or a mechanic, whatever you want to call it, can't nobody trust you. Like, that's the last thing you want to be known for, is not being able to be trusted. So yeah, when there's an opportunity to learn something new, do it. It's only gonna make you better. Even if something as simple as tires, I didn't know how to do tires when I started at Ford. So when Josh was showing me how to do tires, I told him every time he gets some tires and I ain't doing nothing, I do them, because I knew as a lube tech, he gonna be doing tires all the time, so I might as well go ahead and get good at it. You feel me? Brakes, you know, brakes. I knew how to take taking the caliper off and the bracket off. That was pretty like self-explanatory for the most part. But something I was struggling with was compressing the calipers. Like, it was little techniques that I just wasn't good enough to do it efficiently, but I'm getting better at that. So that became easy. So I just, like, the littlest things, man, if you don't know how to do it, and you get an opportunity to do it, take advantage of it. Even if it's not something you're doing repetitive, like recalls that come out for the first time, just do it, because it's going to make you better. Like, something I'm noticing is you start to think for yourself, and it makes it easier to put two and two together, because that's something I had to get. You know, I didn't have before I came here, I knew a guy named Sparkplug. When I was working with him, he was it was at home, so he kind of had the time to just sit there and let me think for myself. So basically, try to make it to where you get to start thinking for yourself. And, you know, don't be afraid to ask questions, because worst case scenario, somebody's going to be busy and you got to figure it out on your own. But if you don't figure it out on your own, somebody's going to help you eventually. Better to be safe than sorry. What else? As an express lane tech, we get as a working at Ford, you get, I say the most cars I don't like working on is probably like the Transits, the E350s, like anything with big tires on it. That's what you don't want to do, because it's like, if you get into your back when you got to rotate the tires or whatever. Or like some of the cars like Broncos, they're just weird to lift. You know, just do them. That's what I would tell y'all as well. No matter what brand you're working for, I'm pretty sure we all got cars that you got the easy ones, and then you got the others where you scratch your head like, dang, I gotta pull this in. You know, just do them, because at the end of the day, you're gonna have to do them anyway. So why focus on or allow yourself to get too much into what you don't feel like doing? You gotta do it anyway. It's gonna take too much energy. Just do them, and ultimately, like, that feeling of not feeling like doing something, it's gonna go away, because your attitude and your mindset gonna change on things, you know. So don't be skipping tickets, just do the work. It's only gonna make you better, you know what I'm saying? And that's pretty much it. Yeah, don't go in over your head on tools. I can't really give y'all too much of a rundown on tools, because I'm still learning myself as well when it comes to that. But I know for a fact I don't really make impulsive decisions when it comes to buying tools. Like, I ain't bought a tool in the past 2 or 3 months, and normally when I buy a tool, it's because I start using it like a lot and I have to ask to borrow it. But other than that, I don't just be buying tools just to buy them, because they just wouldn't sit right with me buying a tool that's just sitting in my box that I'm not going to use no time soon. What else? Toolboxes. I got my toolbox at Home Depot for like $300, and if y'all seen my toolbox, this is a pretty decent size for $300. I ain't filled it up yet, so I don't need another one. And I think that should have answered all y'all questions. Honestly, that was my journey. Came to school, started at Jiffy Lube, like 2.5 months, went to Ford. Been there ever since. Always be willing to learn. Don't act like a know-it-all. And something I do, even if I do know how to do something, I still hear somebody out, because the way they do it might be more efficient. Or, as we all know, curveballs get thrown at us all the time. So say the way you do it is not working because something else went wrong, the way they showed you might work now. You know, like little stuff like that. That's just how I be thinking, man. Don't take nothing personal, you know. Don't take nothing personal. I'm not really going to go into details when it comes to this subject, but just don't take nothing personal. Like, it's life. know what I'm saying? Just because you don't know something, don't make you less than anybody that you around. It's something that I know that you don't know. It's something that you know that I don't know. That's how the world works, you know? And just show up, do your job, man. I don't know about y'all. I value my peace, so I don't really let nobody disturb it, you know? You gotta be in control of yourself. So the only way I'm not in a good mood is because I allow myself to get like that. I would never allow nobody to ruin my peace. I'm in control of that. So, yeah, man, that's the only thing I can really tell y'all for right now. If y'all have any more questions that I missed, I'll be more than happy to answer them, you know, comment down below. I know a lot of y'all probably gonna talk about the pay, but I can't really tell y'all as far as the pay either because I'm not from Tennessee, and I understand that Tennessee pays a little bit more than where I'm from. So I currently get paid $20 an hour. I would get paid more if I went to flat rate after school. But that's the only thing I can really tell y'all. I know a couple people, they getting paid in between the area like 17 and 20. Typically, you're not making more than $20 as a lube tech. I'm pretty sure y'all know that, unless you go flat rate. So that's all I can really tell y'all as far as the pay. And yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Hope y'all like, comment, subscribe, share the video. I appreciate the support and the comments y'all been giving me, like the advice and things like that. I've been going crazy, no cap. You know what I'm saying? Y'all stay blessed, stay focused, have a good day. Always remember your why. It's your boy Kencho 1K, and I'm out.